Well, Jerome Powell sure screwed us over. It's not the fact that he paused, it's what he said and the implications to the crypto market. Speaking of the crypto market, I've got some Whitehouse crypto summary action for you. We'll talk XRP price action along with...
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
What's up, biznatchos and biznatches? You notice the red background? It's because Jerome Powell peed in our Cheerios. And take a look at the XRP chart. Can you tell where in the day Jerome Powell started talking? I can. Right here. Yep. Right here he started talking, and look what happened to the price. So no, it's not the pause, because we all knew that was going to happen. It's what he said afterwards. Now, you know the deal. You, the viewer, matter most, so I share your comments in the beginning. Well, you know who I'm shouting out in this video comments-wise? The entire chat of the live stream. We had 1,100, over 1,100 people watching, and chat was lit AF. We had a lot of participation, a lot of great questions. So, honestly, my hat's off to the chat. Bitcoin sitting at 170,186 ETH, this 3771. XRP is off from its lows, but again, Jerome Powell peed in our Cheerios. Let's talk about it, and we'll do deep dive, and then we'll talk about what? Whitehouse action. Yeah. Got some crypto updates for you on regs, strategic reserve asset. Juicy stuff. The Fed came out and said that they're going to pause. Now, it's pretty easy to find this stuff. It's all linked in the description down below. The committee seeks to achieve maximum employment and inflation at the rate of 2% over long run. Uncertainty about economic outlooks remain elevated. The committee is attentive to the risks of both sides. To support its goals, the committee decided to maintain the target range. All right, so here's the Fed fund rate for you over the last 5 years. Yes, we are down from our peaks of 2023 into 2024, but you notice we've leveled off price-wise. Yeah, you notice crypto's leveling off price-wise, but floor support above $3 for XRP is a juicy thing. Essentially what happened was this. Jerome Powell came out and said, look, you know how you're all expecting 2 rate cuts with the first one being in September? Don't count on it. Yeah, for real. This was the most abrasive we have seen him, and he was definitely sending cues to the market about a pause, an extended pause, meaning guess what? He might pause for a few more meetings. And as soon as he took the mic, like I said, like XRP, down action on that. SWI, down action on that. The whole market went down as soon as he started talking. Because like I said, it's not about the fact that he was going to pause. We all knew he was going to pause this meeting. If you were watching someone out there that said, oh, Trump's putting pressure on him, oh, emergency Fed rate cut, tell him to fuck off, because it's total bullshit. We knew he was going to pause, and now he kept saying time and time again, well, we like where we're at policy-wise. We don't see the need to change unless the data tells us to do so. Basically saying, look, get used to this for a while because I'm going to bend you over, Rover. Oh, yeah, by the way, if you want to watch the entire live stream, I will have it linked at the end of this video. It's seriously really, really good. Wasn't that long. He was on the mic for 45 minutes. He talks about the economy being strong, the consumer being able to tolerate this. Absolute garbage here from Powell. Let's go a little bit further. Why? Well, because inflation is going to be the next report. So what you're going to have is you're going to have a Fed super cycle. Essentially, you're going to get 2 months worth of data before the next Fed meeting. When's the next Fed meeting? It's in September. Taco Bell. Love the commercial. So in September, okay, the odds of a rate cut are what now? Uh-oh, they changed. They changed a lot. Check this out. 1 month ago, the rate for a cut in September was 75%. Now we're at 45%. That's how much of a change we've had. Yeah, that's what that dude going on the mic can tell us. So, probably not going to get 2 cuts this year. We're probably going to get 1, which means what? The market is going to price that in. Specifically, you're seeing it across the board with some of our favorites here. Pricing in the action from Jerome Powell and the Fed. Now, that being said, the White House came out with their what? Their crypto report. Remember Trump's executive orders, which he said at day 30, we're going to do this, day 60, 90, 150, 180. Remember all that? Well, this is that report. We've got the summary of it. The White House crypto report leaves out Bitcoin reserve and focuses on the rules. In fact, it takes it a step further. Listen to this. This is what's messed up, okay? The report touches on taxes, consumer protections, and tokenization. It notably leaves out language about a U.S. crypto reserve or crypto stockpile. Yeah, what about the tweet that we got on March 9th where he said XRP, Sol, and ADA are going to be part of a crypto reserve and BTC and ETH? Yeah, nothing burger? Overpromising and under... That's not even delivering at all. Okay. Let's zoom out even further and digest more of this. Now, it did focus heavy on regs, but here's the problem. In the summary, they basically said, look, we're not going to pass the Clarity Act. That's the crypto one that regulates the rest of crypto. They said, we want to take the Clarity Act and we then want to add on top of it the Senate's own version of the market bill. Yeah. So remember, a lot of us were like, yo, we would love to have a clean Clarity Act. Not going to happen, because what happens is this. So you know how the Clarity Act went through the House and now it's going over to the Senate? Well, what happens is according to this, because what the White House wants, and remember, the Senate's next to vote on it, right? So if the Senate's like, look, we think the Clarity Act is a piece of shit. We want to use our own version of a market rule bill. Well, guess what they're going to do? They're not going to vote on Clarity. They're going to add their stuff to it. So when the Senate adds to the Clarity Act, it becomes a modified bill, or if they write a new one altogether, it becomes a new bill, right? Either way, a modified bill or a new bill would have to go back to the House to be voted on. So that means what, everyone? More delays. That's right. We're not getting regs in the month of July, and we might not get them in the month of August. Well, shit, we're certainly not getting them in the month of July because tomorrow's the 31st. But you get my point? The Clarity Act, which a lot of people out there were thinking was a slam dunk now, is going to get modified. And with it being modified, now we have to see if the House is okay with the modifications. So again, this crypto report that a lot of us were looking forward to turned out to be what? A big old poop sandwich. So not only did Powell poop and pee in our Cheerios, but this crypto report from the White House was a big turd sandwich. No mention of strategic reserves. We haven't had shit since the tweet. And we're not going to get a clean passage of the market structure bill on top of the Clarity Act. There's going to be modifications. XRP price, watching it right now. $3 floor, look at that. That's what we were talking about on the live stream. We bounced back from that. Volume 6.53 billion right now in the last 24 hours. Let's go to those candlesticks so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. There's that $3 floor right there, paying dividends. Right there. Got to a low of 302. We bounced back up. We're printing the next candlestick. This is a good test for XRP. Good test with Jerome Powell being negative AF, and he certainly was. And good because the White House crypto report was a big piece of crap, and guess what? Served no pump to the market. Delayed on regs, no mention of crypto stockpile. Go F yourself this Wednesday. Myself and a lot of others out there were hoping he would be a bit more dovish in this meeting, and that's not what happened at all. In fact, this was one of the biggest instances I can remember of Jerome Powell being a complete a-hole. And honestly going, yeah, we're going to pause for longer. We need to see more data. We need to see... Yeah, for real, this was a bad one. And that's why the market's red. That's why the red's on the background, because it's just poop sandwich time. Now, that being said, if poop sandwich is still XRP $3 floor, I'm not mad about that. If poop sandwich means BTC and the rest of our friends are still holding decent price levels, I'm okay with that. But you know what? I want some freaking good news thrown in. Clarity Act delayed. No strategic reserve talk. No rate cuts anytime soon. Look, I'm Santa Claus, and I have a reputation to uphold for juicy Merry Christmases, and I'm not able to do it if these a-holes are getting in the way. It's frustrating, everyone, but the reality is, if we look at the positive of it, the positive is XRP is still holding. The rest of the market is still holding well. They got through their stablecoin thing, which seemed to be their agenda. I know, everyone. It's frustrating, but the reality is we could be in a worse spot. We could be 8 months ago, back in the 30 cent range with Gensler era. Yeah, I think we could have that. So, I mean, look, I'm just frustrated. All right, I really am. Powell is just... He's digging his heels in. He does not like Trump. He likes waiting for the data, even if it means he's late. And to be honest with you, the White House crypto panel's a big sack of shit-olas. Different names, same bullshit. Choo-choo what? Choo-choo frustration biznachos.